fire, Suki. So it's mine and Suki's routine first thing in the morning. She sleeps by the fire and then I pick her up and take her upstairs and put her in the bed where it's warm. Tree over there a couple of weeks ago was bright red and now it's barren. Definitely autumn. So it is the next day, and for those of you who have been watching my videos for a little while, you will know that this unit used to be where I had my altar. I haven't had a dedicated altar for a little while, just because of space restraints, but yesterday I reset up my altar over here, and this is what it is looking like. I've got my trinkets and things just on these shelves, crystals and things like this. This will be my ancestor candle for Samhain, and then over here I've just got some other bits and pieces. I've got my cauldron back. I haven't used it for quite a while. I'm just using this mat at the moment, and then over here I've got some of my tarot decks, my divination crystals, some really cool candles that I've got again for Samhain and my ancestor ritual. I thought they were really cool because they were bleeding candles, but they only cost me £1, so that's why I got those. And then on the wall I've just got some art and things, but it's just looking too clean for me at the moment. This is very like clean and green, whereas I'm brown and dusty. So yeah, what I'm gonna go and do is make myself a new larger cloth to go on here, and maybe try and find some dried herbs and things to hang up just to, I don't know, get it where I want it to be. So that's my plan for today. So I thought I would just show you my setup and then I'll go and do some sewing. So that's what I'm going to do. I have to say that boy oh boy am I glad I went for a walk yesterday and not today, because it is absolutely lashing down with rain. Also, I have a second greenhouse now. We actually did some yard work for the neighbours, and they gave us their greenhouse because they no longer wanted it. So next year I'm going to have a second greenhouse, and I think it's going to go just there at the bottom of the garden. So yeah, more gardening things next year. There's all the glass. It just needs to be put together. We need to build a base for it out of bricks at the bottom, and then we can put it up and have a second greenhouse. I think we're going to use it as a tomato greenhouse, and then that one will be for like potting up and seeding and things. Yeah, exciting stuff. So the first thing I wanted to do in terms of my altar is to make a large cloth, because the top of my unit is white, and one, it will get stained very easily, and two, I actually really don't like the white. It's too bright, if that makes sense. So I've decided just to take this large piece of brown, like rose hip patterned fabric, because I thought it will basically work for all of autumn, winter, and probably some of spring. So it's just a large piece of cloth, and all I'm going to do is just hem it all the way around. Nothing fancy, just basically iron the edges over 1 centimetre all the way, like that, and then just sew it all the way around and use it as like the base cloth for my altar. And then I will make a separate mat that will go on top as like a centerpiece, and hopefully it will look really good and I'll be really pleased. So let's go. Okay, so we finished this bit. I used like a plum coloured thread on it. But yeah, it's literally the perfect size, and I'm really happy with it, really happy with the colour. And all I need to do now is make a mat just to go in the middle here, and I think I'll be a bit more happy with my space. Okay, so the fabric that I've decided to go for in terms of my new mat is just this nice neutral brown for a background, and then this like reddish brown and white patch material. I just thought that these two would probably look okay on the background material. I didn't want anything that was too colourful because the background material is brown. So yeah, I'm going to make a large mat with this and see how it turns out. Unfortunately, the sewing has had to be paused because little princess has not had enough fusses today. We have now got our pieced centre, and all I need to do is to press it out and then add the strips along the bottom. Then I will need to basically cut a backing, do the batting for in the middle to make it quilted, and then we can do the design in the middle. And I'm going to do that really quickly because it's really boring to watch. So yeah. So this is my half finished mat. I've added my quilting batting to the back. I've got my backing fabric. I picked this one just because it's the fabric that I've got most of, and since it's for me it doesn't need to be matching or fancy. And now I need to think of a design to go in here. So I'm going to go and eat some macaroni and cheese and then come back hopefully with a design in mind, but I'm not sure what's going to go in here yet. So I will be back for you in a jiffy, for me in about half an hour. Okay, I am back. I've decided on my design, so I've got the element symbols here, and then I decided to go with just a pentacle in the middle, so we've got the 4 elements and then spirit. And yeah, I might do a little bit of a design around the pentacle, but other than that it's basically just going to be this. I wanted to keep it pretty simple, but you know, still nice. So I'm gonna sew all the design into it, and then we'll put the backing fabric on, and yeah, we'll be complete. Okay, this is the finished product. So we've got the element symbols, I've done some stitch in the ditch, we've got some stitching around the edges so that it can be washed and tumble dried and will hold its shape. But yeah, so that's my finished Ultimat. And then I am going to be adding these that I've been working on for a while to my Etsy store. So we've got this one, which has got stars and the triquetra, is that how you say it? I can never remember how to say it. But yeah, so it's got stars to keep it all together. And then we've got this one, which has got the Wiccan blessings symbol and some pretty leaves to keep it together. Then I've got this one, which has got a pentacle with vines around it in like a really nice like plum colour, and then gold spots on the back. Then we've got a purple one similar to the other one, only this one's got like clouds around the outside and matching purple back. A blue pentacle with flowers around the edge. A silver pentacle with swirls around the edge and done in silver stitching. And then another pentacle with applique roses and green stitching with just a cream background. So yeah, all of these will be going onto my Etsy store, and because they are summer themed, I will be putting a little bit of discount on them, and they will also all have free international shipping. So yeah, if you're interested in any of these mats, please take a look at my Etsy store. They will all be available for purchase when this video is up and live on YouTube. So yeah, check them out. Okay, so this is my altar all finished, or pretty much all finished. I would like to add some dried herbs to here, but that's for another day now. But yeah, so this is my mat. I've put my bleeding candles just there for aesthetic effect at the moment. Got my Aphrodite statue that my friend bought me for my birthday, and then I've got all of my bits. If you can hear a beeping in the background, it's my smoke alarm that needs a battery changing, and it's just decided to start screaming about it. But since my altar's now pretty much finished, I'm going to burn some of this. This jar was originally for something else, but basically this is frankincense, the creamy white ones. Then there's some golden bits in there which are myrrh, and the darker stuff is copal. So this is frankincense, myrrh and copal incense, and I will just be burning some of that to kind of cleanse and purify the space. Then I will reset up my protections and things like that, and it will be a working space. Yay!